Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user ImportantFall8780. Am I the a-hole for calling my sister's marriage result of an affair when she accused me of being a cheater? Hi, I'm a 27 female. I am sorry to the readers because this is a long and complex post. Let me explain it in 3 points of context before the main argument. 1. My country encourages arranged marriages, so when my father's cousin asked for my hand in marriage for his son, my father was very encouraging of the news. He asked for my opinion, of course, and I told him that as long as I can develop compatibility with the boy, I don't have any objection to marrying him. The connection continued for 3 years, and I literally talked once to him where he used cheesy pickup lines on me and told me his father is sitting beside him reading our texts. A huge turnoff. Other than that, despite his family being a little less economically sound than us, his father would make backhanded remarks on us and always treat all the gifts given to them as rubbish and say condescending things, which is why eventually I refused to marry him when asked for my final opinion. 2 years after the entire thing ended, I met Harry as a friend, and he is the best thing that can happen to me. So respectful to my family as well, and when he proposed, I said yes. Now we are engaged. 2. We are 5 siblings. I am the middle child. My eldest sister is called Claire, 30 female, and my second eldest, Sarah, 28 female. Claire moved away from our state to pursue her career and has a great job now, where she met Matt, 28 male. Matt and Claire clicked immediately. It started with friendship and blossomed into a relationship with Matt pursuing Claire while Claire was hesitant due to the age gap, but eventually agreed. They dated with marriage in mind, and Matt was introduced to our family as her boyfriend. They would also take us on trips and hang out more as they treated all of us as kids. 3. Sarah was engaged to Hudson, also related to my father's side of the family. Sarah liked Hudson and was so happy when the proposal came, despite Hudson's mother being against it. I know the dynamics are messy. Mind you, Hudson's family showed a lot of red flags due to the point of Hudson asking Sarah to be the main bread earner of the family and not expect anything from him. And he would also like a traditional wife. And even when his mother insulted Sarah, he took his mother's side. My mother asked Sarah to reconsider seeing her being so mistreated, but Sarah wouldn't budge. Claire and Matt took Sarah and our younger sister on a holiday last winter to a ski resort. I wasn't able to go due to exams, and after that trip, Matt started being actively in communication with Sarah, which boiled down to Sarah subtly flirting with him. Her reason being she wanted to test his loyalty to Claire, and when Matt confessed feelings for Sarah, she told Claire everything with blame on Matt and asked her to break up with him. Of course, Claire was heartbroken, and eventually, with the insistence of Sarah, she broke up with Matt. Matt didn't try to keep Claire. 2 months after they break up, Sarah announced she had broken her engagement with Hudson and asked all of us to block him. We did try to understand the matter and also console Hudson when he would come wait at our home all day to talk to Sarah, while she ignored him or didn't come home. Eventually, Hudson gave up too, and just a month after her broken engagement, Sarah and Matt announced to all of us they had gotten their marriage certificate at the courthouse. It is 2 days ago, and we'll be moving into our parents' house the very same day. This was when everything came out. Sarah pursued Matt, and they had an affair behind Claire's back before she decided to pretend to be hit on by Matt, which led to Claire and Matt's breakup. She also strung along Hudson, but when she found Matt was more financially sound than Hudson, her own words, she decided to break the engagement. Now, they are married and demand that my parents vacate the entire upper portion of their house for Matt and her to make a home, as Matt is still struggling and our parents owe this much to her. The entire thing led to Claire having a breakdown and my parents having a shock as a court marriage is seen negatively in our community. When they didn't cater to her needs immediately, she threw a fit and called my mother names, including an S word. This, of course, angered me, and I asked her to restrain back and watch what she's saying. She told me that I shouldn't tell her what is right when I am a cheater and lack moral character. Maybe she was looking in a mirror when she said that. Everyone knows Henry didn't exist in my life until after 2 years of the entire thing, and being called a cheater hit close to home as our father cheated on our mom and we all suffered from it. I know, I might have overreacted, but I called her marriage as a result of an affair stating entire chain of events, and she can't fool us. After which, she started crying and shut herself in a room, saying that she is treated like crap in the family and I should apologize to her. My parents asked me to apologize to keep the peace, but I refused as she started it first, and I am done with the nonsense. My parents also got a little grim with me. My younger siblings told me I might have gone too far and I should apologize. I haven't talked much to anyone else in my family for the last 2 days, and Sarah continues to play the victim. I feel wronged, not only on my behalf, but also on Claire's too. Am I the a-hole? Should I apologize? P.S. We only tried to console Hudson as we all knew how much Sarah loved him, and we wanted them to reconcile, of course, if Sarah wanted. Secondly, Claire has shut all of us out after the announcement of her marriage and won't answer any calls or texts. Wow, OP, this thing is a mess. But from what I get, yeah, Sarah absolutely sucks, and her relationship did in fact start from an affair. Now, I don't know who Henry is. I'm guessing he's your new boyfriend and it's been a while since the other guy. So you clearly haven't cheated on anybody. It's her just projecting. Now she's playing the victim. And on top of that, she's demanding that your parents give her basically half of their house so they can start a home because the guy's struggling. And your parents want you to apologize to her because she's crying. Honestly, I don't get it, OP. I don't get it. I'm truly sorry. I don't think you're an a-hole. I don't think you should apologize. I think you called her out for what she is. And that's it. And if they keep giving you grief, I don't know if you can move out or something, but I'd get away from all of them. It sounds like a horrible mess. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And now let's check out the community comments. Pop Thilo says, not the a-hole. Tell everyone that if anything you said to Sarah was untrue, you would apologize. If Sarah was hurt by the truth, that is her own fault, not yours. If you really want to kick Sarah while she's down, tell her that the family will never forget what she did to Claire. Never. No matter how many years pass. Whenever any family member sees her and Matt together, they will unconsciously remember that she stole her own sister's boyfriend or fiance while being in a relationship with Hudson herself. How can she even dream of ever being in the same room with Claire again after this betrayal? Who's the one that really lacks moral character here? That's what I would do, but you may have more moral restraint than me and not be as petty. That which can be destroyed by the truth should be. PC Hodgel. And Dopey responds, exactly. She even said Claire wasn't married to Matt, so it isn't really cheating. Ergo Meridian says, not the a-hole. Claire is the only sane one here for cutting out the rest of you. Your whole family is a disaster. This is why individuals should direct relationships, not families. Big Bird's Brain says, not the a-hole. You didn't ruin anything. Sarah did that the second she went after her sister's partner. If anything, you just said the quiet part out loud. And Disastrous Machine 568 says, your whole family should read up on respect and betrayal. You should all distance yourselves from them. They have showed no loyalty, respect, or moral and are seriously damaging their family. Why would your family want to have anything at all to do with Sarah? She has betrayed Claire and disrespected the whole family. She has really showed her character is lacking of moral. The same with Matt. He has betrayed Sarah to a serious degree. Your family should stop having anything to do with them and support Claire. Same with you. Go no contact with them both. I would refuse to talk to them or be in the same room as them and support Claire through the damage. A double betrayal like that is hurting her. Hudson is not part of this story and is irrelevant to this whole mess. That is between him and Sarah. Your love life is irrelevant. It is not part of this situation, and she is just making drama to redirect consequences. And Dopey responds, thank you. I understand we need better boundaries. Well, the community agrees OP is not the a-hole and that Sarah absolutely sucks alongside Matt, of course. So now, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I didn't know many people would come to give me advice, and I am eternally grateful. Although it hasn't been a week, a lot has gone down. I still haven't apologized to Sarah, and my father isn't talking to me because of that. Though my mother understood my perspective and condemned Sarah, my father sees it as a mistake in youth. Of course he does, he's a cheater too. Though none of my parents are agreeing to Sarah and Matt taking the upper portion of our home, because my dad is very strict about finances. Sarah, however, has already started making renovation plans, which includes shutting the entrance to the portion from inside the home and making one from the outside for privacy, and now lays claim to the third story as well, as it is directly over her area and will cut off from the ground level. Also, Matt and Sarah have heavily started a campaign to whitewash themselves. They visit relatives, telling their story, and even trying to manipulate my younger siblings. The funny part is 2 days ago, while telling such a story, when my maternal aunt was visiting, Matt, trying to justify his actions, said Sarah pursued him relentlessly and proposed first, so he reciprocated, which was against the whole narrative of Sarah, if he fell in love with me, it isn't my fault, and made her look embarrassed. She came to me yet again, pass sly remarks on me, but this time I told her, Matt doesn't even respect you enough to not blame you for everything, yet you follow him like a puppy, at which she tried to utter some words, but stuttered so hard and then left. I talked to Claire and she told me not to mention anything related to the whole thing, as it is hurtful to her and she is trying to move on. We did have a heart-to-heart conversation and I might visit her next month. Henry has been my rock in this. I felt second-hand embarrassment at the whole situation, but it did take a whole mental toll on me. He visits me frequently to console me and help me through it. Funniest thing out of all of this is that cracks are already showing in Sarah's and Matt's marriage, as my dad wouldn't let Matt stay over and he is frustrated with hotel bills. Sarah had a huge argument with my dad, but well, he didn't budge. Matt blames Sarah for not even getting him a place to sleep, as he is her husband and should be her priority. Sarah, on the other hand, blames Matt because his mother won't acknowledge the marriage and give Sarah all the gold she made for her daughter-in-law and a place in her house. Now, yesterday, Sarah came to seek my help. I was confused, but decided to listen. One of her patients is filing a medical negligence case against her, and she wants me to take the case as she has no money for a lawyer's retainer. I did feel some sympathy since seeing the facts, she seemed not liable, but I refused to take her case since I am done being under her thumb. She caused a huge wreck in the house with a meltdown about it. My mother yet again asked me to take the case for her sake, while my father asked me to make my own decision. I still haven't said yes to her, which has made Sarah pass snarky remarks on me about sibling loyalty, etc. I know this is a mess, but a lot of people wanted an update and my therapist said it might help to journal, so I am here talking it out. OP's edit. Some people are asking why we stay with our parents despite Sarah being a doctor and I being a lawyer. My country has a much lower pay scale due to the economy. Moreover, daughters are expected to live with their parents until they get married. Since Sarah works in the same city as my parents, she refused to move out as it saves her money, and otherwise she would have to do all the housework. I just started my practice. Credit cards and loans are rare in my country, so I wanted to save up before leaving. Well, it'll be good for you for standing your ground, not apologizing, and actually talking to Claire. And Sarah came back asking for your help regardless of what you'd said to her. So yeah, whatever, right? As you said, this whole thing's a mess. I just try to stay clear from all of it. So here's wishing you can get away from it, OP. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I Overreacting and it's by user Rome's Legacy. Am I overreacting for being upset this new girl started a fight because I have a nearly empty fridge? Just started dating this girl nearly a month ago. Everything has been going really well so far. It's my first relationship after my ex of 5 years cheated on me and left when I confronted her. Took a year to heal and finally felt ready to date again. First few were misses until I met this new girl. Now, for context to this story, it was her first time spending the night at my place. I cooked us dinner. We sipped wine and chatted. Then, the next morning, she said she wanted to address something. She said it's really immature and unattractive that I don't have a lot of food or things in my fridge. Now, mind you, I live alone in a luxury apartment. I make really good money, relatively speaking. I also lived directly across the street from a grocery store. I can lock my door and be inside the grocery store within 2 minutes on foot. I explained that I don't see the point in buying a bunch of food and random things when I realized I was wasting a lot and throwing a bunch of stuff away. So I only grab things I need when I know I'll need them. I'll always have condiments, snacks, and other common essentials. Yet I also have some beer, wine, and spirits in my fridge too. She said it was childish and started attacking me, saying I lived like a divorced dad or a college kid. I felt like I had good counters for her arguments, yet she eventually just said, "Grow up," and left my place. I texted her later and said it was a little ridiculous to attack me and storm out like that over an understocked fridge. She said I needed to grow a pair and stop living like I'm broke. We've been talking today and it's like the fight never happened. I'm still weary, don't know if I should just let it go or see this as a red flag that should tell me more stupid fights could follow. She didn't apologize but hasn't brought it up since. One final note, I always buy beef, chicken, veggies, fruits, etc. when I know people are coming over and there's a specific dish I want to make for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There's been a few times I realized I needed a few more ingredients I didn't have, yet like I said, it's less than 2 minutes to walk there from my apartment door and they're open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., which, being in my 30s, I don't ever see a time where I'll randomly need something I didn't think about post 10 p.m. I'm a pretty well-organized, well-thought-out person and I've never had people over past 10 p.m. unexpectedly, meaning I was crap out of luck for the night. I also have a bunch of food items in my cabinets and cupboards that don't die as quick as things in the fridge. I only avoid buying things that expire quickly or will need to be frozen to be preserved. In my mind, why have stuff sitting in my fridge or freezer when I can get it fresh the moment I know I'll want it? I don't know. Am I overreacting for being kind of upset at this? Or does she have a valid point? I'm sorry, you've been dating this person for 1 month and she's already attacking the way that you live? What the hell is wrong with her? I don't need this grief. And then to pretend like nothing happened? Yeah, this is a red flag. More things are definitely gonna pop up, OP. I would get away. You can do better than this. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. And now let's check out the community comments. Eve713 says, I think it's a huge red flag. I'm sorry you were cheated on in a previous relationship, but don't lower your standards. It's not an overreaction. What other silly thing is she going to argue over? You sound really sensible. What the point in wasting food? Would love to see what her fridge is like. It's still early days, so up to you to continue, but I'd be rethinking. California Pony Pal says, she's rude and judgmental and so soon too. It will get a lot worse. And Sitting Quiet says, that was a her thing, not a you thing. She may have grown up with food scarcity or something and was triggered by what she saw as no food. That said, her criticizing you for it, let alone kind of blowing up about it, not listening to your reasons, calling you broke, was way out of line. I get that you're newly back on the dating market, but that kind of smacks of disrespect and how she handles conflict, I'd maybe try to discuss it with her calmly one more time, making it clear that it isn't about the food, but it is about the way she spoke to you. Unfortunately, that might be your last conversation, and that could be okay. Good luck. Opie's edit. I'm gonna have a talk with her tonight. Probably gonna end things if it doesn't go over well. I appreciate all your guys' input. It means a lot. The supportive comments helped a great deal. Alright, well then let's move on to the update and see how this story ends. Broke up with her. Never fun, but you guys were definitely right. It ended up turning into another fight when I brought it up. It's reassuring to hear from many women as well. Hell, if anyone is single in Minneapolis, I'm 30. Feel free to message me, I guess. Lol. I also just wanted to say, because I saw a few other people commenting, asking how clean the apartment is. My home is always spotless. I'm a bit of a clean and organization freak. I can't relax if there's clutter and random things everywhere. I do a deep clean every Friday after work. Wipe counters down, clean the stove, sink, sweep and mop the floor, etc. My apartment is 1,000 square foot, so it doesn't take long to get it looking good. Well, that was the right decision, OP. Good for you. Hopefully your next ventures go way better. Take care, OP, and thanks for sharing. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge and it's by user HeavyPool5886. Revenge against the couple who stole our spot on vacation. Wife and I were on vacation at a Caribbean resort. It wasn't very crowded. We picked out a couple of nice loungers and spent most of the week there with no issues. Another couple showed up a few days before we were scheduled to leave. Wife caught them looking at us a few times over a couple of days. Our last morning, they put their crap on our loungers before we got there and didn't show up until noon. The spot was nice because it was on the shade when it got hot and it was close to the bar. We found another spot. Later, after they arrived and we saw who it was, my wife said they stole our spot on purpose. Confirmed when my wife was in the water and saw them walk by me in our new, less awesome spot. They looked at me and started laughing. We were leaving the next day. We went down very early, spread fresh towels on the loungers, put fresh folded towels down, and left our leftover suntan lotion and our inflatable floats on the loungers. Hope they spent all day waiting to see who stole their spot. And that was a petty revenge, OP, and hope they did waste their whole day just looking at who took their spot. Thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.